All right, Wes, it's your first E3. It's a big show this year, 2014. Want to make sure you're totally ready. You're the readiest guy on the floor. You're the readiest of the ready.
Yeah, I mean, I've done conventions before. I think I know what I'm in for. I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Right. Fun? Been to a few E3s, Wes. I'll tell you about fun. All right, you ever seen Cliffy B scream at a hand dryer in the bathroom?
Well, no.
You ever seen a man broken by a faulty Kinect sensor?
No.
2008, I lost 3 fingers. Someone else's fingers. 2009 was okay. I had frozen yogurt. It was good. 2010, Konami press conference. I still have nightmares. I wake up screaming.
It's okay.
All the time.
It's not always like that. I've got you prepared.
Oh, good.
Here is your 150-page E3 schedule, 3-ring binder. It says everything you need in it. Sections A through D include your full travel itinerary, meeting schedule, and appropriate wardrobe configurations. Section Y has all the paperwork that you need in case you suffer any sort of disability or death at the show. Don't worry, you're covered.
Great.
Yeah, thanks for pulling that together, Cory. Great, excellent. So, more importantly, though, it's the lanyard.
I mean, don't they give you a lanyard?
The lanyard is life. Lanyard, without it, you're nothing. Nothing, Wes. And these have been worn by our brothers and sisters for generations throughout the show. I'm giving you the chance to pick one to send you into battle. Ah, yes, Farm Hero Saga, GDC 2014.
I remember my first Farm Hero Saga lanyard.
An inspired choice.
Okay. So I guess we're ready?
One more thing, Wes. The LA Convention Center is basically a post-apocalyptic wasteland, so I have this plastic Pip-Boy for you, which will help you keep track of your rations with this LED screen. It doesn't actually do anything, but you could put a Post-it note with how many power bars you have on it.
Cool.
You can also use it to hit people if you need them to get out of the way.
All right, looks like you're ready. So I'd like to ask everyone to place their hands on this copy of Star Trek The Next Generation of Final Unity from 1994. 1, 2, 3. Video games!
All right, it's Wednesday morning. It's time to see Oculus.
We're up in these like little meeting rooms, I guess, off the show floor.
It's really loud in this hallway.
Yeah.
We're supposed to go in right now and play some games. I haven't played Alien yet, so I'm ready.
Neither of us have tried out the Crystal Cove prototype, I don't think.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to
good.
see what they're doing, what Facebook has wrought with Oculus in the past few months. So.
Yeah. All right, let's go do it. I'm here with Nate of Oculus VR. Nate, how's it going?
I'm doing well.
Great. So we just had a chance to play Super Hot, Lucky's Tale, and Alien Isolation on the new Dev Kit 2. You guys are focusing on showing us more content here at E3 this year, right?
Yep, absolutely. So the big focus for us, coming off of GDC where we announced the second development kit, is really been on, aside from the hardware and hiring, content, and really delivering as much high quality, like made for VR content as possible.
So there's a lot of speculation about Oculus's value as an entertainment platform, a broader sort of I might be able to spectate concerts in the future if I'm being very blue sky about the technology's implementation. So, can you sort of reassure us at the same time that, do you see gaming as really the central part of Oculus for the foreseeable future?
Absolutely. I think if you look at the team that we have in place, we're all games industry people, through and through, where it is this opportunity to not only, complement the great gaming industry that we love with an entirely new medium, but also put a dent in the universe, like you're saying, with the possibilities around communication. Education is something I'm really excited about. You talked about concerts, virtual tourism, going to see a Roman Coliseum in VR will be a big thing one day down the road. Right now, we're all gamers. We're like, games industry guys. We really want to nail the gaming side of things, and we're just really excited about what the development community is going to do with the new hardware and software.
All right, well, thanks for showing it to us, and thanks for talking to me.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming.
So Wes, we just saw Oculus. What do you think?
So that was the first time either of us got to use DevKit 2, and it was pretty awesome. Massive step up from the first DevKit in terms of resolution. We played 3 games that I thought all of them were pretty fun. Super Hot is a very simple little demo. Lucky's Tale feels like a classic 3D platformer. It was fun. We didn't get to do much in it. You couldn't really die, but it was like a compelling argument for that being an Oculus Rift game, and I really want to play that as a full thing.
Yeah, I really enjoyed them all. I mean, I played Alien without the Oculus Rift, and this was definitely scarier. I mean, I felt much less in control, and I don't know if I'd like. Okay. Wow.
I don't know if I like. Okay. Wow.
Or being attacked by some sort of warlord. But in terms of, I don't know if I'll play like all of Alien through on the Oculus. If I really want to do that, it seems like really stressful, and I wouldn't have as much control over my movement and stuff like that. But
I would say if I had an Oculus Rift at my house, I would play the whole game that way. Like, just the level of immersion. I mean, the worst thing about that demo for me was just that it was a very short, constrained time period, and that it wasn't the full game. Like, in terms of the head movement and the integration of the Oculus Rift, like, it felt like that was the way that game was meant to be played. It totally. So that was Oculus. Probably the best thing I've seen at the show so far.
Yeah, looked great. All right, cool. Let's move on.
So Evan and Wes are at E3. So Cory and I decided to play some Hearthstone because we're hard at work while they're running around the show, all sweaty, getting elbowed in the face by investors and all that. Not that there isn't a lot of work to be done here, but
there's a lot of Hearthstone to be done too.
Beating Cory is mostly the work. Cory, what deck are you going to use?
I'm going to use my custom Druid deck, which is named Custom Druid.
I say that, I only have 2 up here, like I have like 10 decks that I'm going to use.
I'm actually into the Druid deck because it tends to be flexible in terms of how much taunting you can do versus how much damage you can do, a little bit of control thrown in. It's kind of a jack-of-all-trades class, at least the way I play it. I certainly don't metagame.
You're terrible.
Yeah.
No, I use, so the Miracle Road deck, you know, like where you just try to like build up a combo to kill in one turn. I don't have the actual cards needed to do that. So
you're going to end this game quickly, is what you're saying?
No, but I don't even have the cards to make that deck. So I tried to make it thinking I could just like, I could cut corners, and so now I have this deck that isn't actually a Miracle Road deck, but I pretend it is. I got a pretty good deal, actually. I don't like going first, though.
I must protect the wild.
I don't want Phantom.
This is the part of the game that I always struggle with. Like, you get so many options, especially if you're playing second and you know you're going to get an extra card, and you figure out what do you want to keep and what do you want to replace.
Yeah.
And I always think I'm going to make the wrong choice. I'm actually not going to get rid of anything at this point. I'm just keeping it.
Such a gamble.
Playing it through.
Yeah, I made the wrong choice, I think. I shouldn't tell you that.
Did you throw away your Anaxia card?
Torment Cory with taunts. And then, he already knows I don't even have
Blizzard has no problem with you spamming me with emotes as long as we're friends, but in a random game it would knock that off very quickly. There are a lot of poor decisions that I can make here. I'm really excited about each and every one of them. I'll start off by innovating and getting some additional mana crystals and throw up a little bit of defense here. And I'm gonna hold off there. See what happens. What you got? Already with the power spamming. Which is not a euphemism.
Well played, well played, well played, well played, well played. Oops. Now what, Cory? Now what?
Now you just forfeit.
I don't have the cards I need right now. I got cards I need later.
I'm assuming that you made a natural mistake. It seemed right.
Mistakes were made. I will be your death.
He looks confused. On my end, he looks like he's not sure what to do.
This is not going well. Mistakes were made. Man. You're just going to wear me down, and I'm not going to get the cards I need, and I'm going to cry.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do.
So like my deck, the first like 4 or 5 moves are all about drawing cards, but I've only picked up one of my cards that draws another card, which is the worst.
It is very hard.
Oh, you suck.
Yeah, that happened. Deal with it.
Shut up, Cory.
A natural mistake.
A natural mistake.
Die. Very slowly as I do 1 damage every turn from here on out. Can you go ahead and kill that guy so I can have a new card?
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
So I can get a free card.
I hope that worked out for you.
No.
You have 7 cards in your hand, according to Hearthstone. And you can't play a single one of them?
I can.
That's concerning. Just to make sure the score is really out there, I have 2 armor and 30 health, and you have 2 health. And I'm not sure how video games work, but I think that means I'm winning.
I think you need to shut your face. I hate you and you're mean. You're so mean.
This is not how we thought it was going to go, is it?
Is this how I thought this was going to go?
Uh-huh.
No. I can't actually kill your questing adventure, so I believe
You must choose soon.
that I will be your death.
Just let the timer run out, man.
No, you know what? I'm not going to give you the pleasure of killing me. I'm going to commit suicide. And I'm going to hold on to this crowbar and look slightly threatening. And we're going to have a rematch. Because
Well played.
I can't live with this.
Well played.
Hey guys, I'm here at E3 with Chris Roberts. You guys are showing off Arena Commander.
Yep, we are. So we released it last week. This is V0.8, so it's not the full feature set of Arena Commander yet, because that will be when we have everybody playing on multiplayer head-to-head, plus we got a couple of game modes are in. But the next part of it will be the multi-cruise ships, like the Constellation, the Freelancer, some of the bigger ones beyond that, where you can walk around your ship while flying, get in a turret while someone else is flying. The next module that we're going to show is the first-person shooter part. So the combat, which is really sort of boarding other ships, also sort of zero-G combat. Then after that, the next thing that we will sort of show of the components of the game is the planet side module, the first iteration of that, which will allow you to sort of in your hangar, open a door, go out. After that, we're going to start to, it'll be between Squadron 42, which is a single player game, which is in production right now. The UK is focusing mostly on that, our UK studio Foundry 42, and that's going to start rolling out next year, sort of middle of the next year onwards. But probably what we call official and public release will be sort of middle of 2016, because I think there'll just be a lot of like polishing and tweaking, but pretty much everyone on the backer side will be able to be doing Persistent Universe stuff next year towards the end of it.
All right, Chris, well, thanks for checking in with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm here inside the EA E3 2014 booth beside Mike Laidlaw. How's it going, Mike?
It's really good. It's been a great show for us so far.
Terrific. So I just finished seeing Dragon Age Inquisition, which you guys are showing off an alpha build of. So there are some significant differences between this game and Dragon Age 1 Origins, Dragon Age 2. Just can you talk me through the thought process, like why you guys wanted to make what you're describing as the biggest Dragon Age game ever? Like, why make that commitment to making it so different?
We kind of sat down at the beginning of the project and we looked at, essentially, I would say the big kind of shaker on this was the opportunity to work with Frostbite. We wanted to open the world up. We wanted to let players play their own way. We wanted to let that experience be a lot more custom and to say, hey, wouldn't it be cool if there were an integrated story that explained why I'm running around and doing all these side quests? So we built kind of the whole story and premise around that idea. What if you know, the world was going crazy and someone had to step up and kind of say, you know what, I'm going to lead from the front. I'm going to be an inspiration and show people how it's done. Essentially, you have 9 different characters you could be taking with you. You got to kind of pick 3. You know, it's up to you how you compose your party. But if you come into a scenario like we showed down there, where you know a character had a relationship or was a mentor or an apprentice kind of role, which is what happened in what we showcase, that character is going to have a lot more to say, and it's very smooth and very easy. It changes a little bit of the paradigm, but for the most part, it's going to be very familiar to anyone that's played any of our previous games, because it's very, very similar.
All right, sounds good. We'll look forward to it. Thanks, Mike.
All right.
It's the last day of E3 2014. I'm here with Wes Fenlon.
Hey guys.
Sam Roberts from PC Gamer UK. How's it going?
Fantastic, thanks man. How's your E3 been?
Pretty good so far, yeah. So we got a few more things to show here, but I want to talk about the best stuff we've seen so far. For me, that's Rainbow Six. I wrote a preview on our site for 5-on-5, single life, asymmetrical gameplay where the defending team is barricading a house, they're sort of fortifying a position. A lot of strategy in a shooter, unlike Call of Duty arguably, unlike Battlefield where it's kind of just open-ended, free-for-all. Have to be very deliberate about how you approach, how you attack.
How you blow a hole through the ceiling and drop down like a ninja.
Well, their destruction system seems, peerless, honestly. So yeah, that's the big standout game for me. There was more though. Yeah, what else did you guys see?
The Witcher 3 is the best thing I've seen at the show for sure. I went in really trying to scrutinize it as much as possible because the trailers for it look so amazing. And I just thought, there's no way this game can look absolutely as good as the trailers. And it didn't quite. It was like 90% of the way there. It didn't quite run at like a solid frame rate. It had like a couple really tiny issues, but it still looked amazing. And then at the end of the demo, I got to talk to some of the developers a little bit. And they're like, oh yeah, this looks like garbage compared to what it's going to look like the final game. It's not optimized at all. And it feels like The Witcher in an open world. Like the combat is still really fast and brutal. Like the quests look the same, the way just like the characters animate and the dialogue. It's all really cool. If you like The Witcher, it's going to be amazing.
That's cool. By comparison, me and Evan both saw Dragon Age Inquisition this week, which again is doing the whole kind of open world adaptation of a previously linear RPG. And the kind of storytelling potential of it and the sort of scale of it, I felt was kind of comparable to The Witcher, and really a big surprise, I think, in terms of the drama of the storytelling as well. It looks like the most kind of credible BioWare game, narratively speaking, that we've seen so far.
Yeah, it's still surprising me just how different that game feels from Dragon Age 1 and 2. I mean, they've really taken the time necessary to do it right, make it this big open world game. It kind of remains to be seen how much exploration, I think, is in Dragon Age Inquisition. Kind of how Skyrim it goes on that spectrum, but you can gather herbs off the ground and craft stuff. I don't know. That's getting there. Yeah, but you got to see Batman as well.
I did get
right?
to see Batman. Yeah. Speaking of kind of ridiculously kind of detailed open worlds, like got to actually drive the Batmobile this time as well, and it does just kind of look amazing. Like you switch between these two modes, battle mode and pursuit mode. So it's basically kind of combat and driving essentially. But you can do things like create ramps using like a grappling hook and stuff like that. There's a move you can do, a combo, where you throw a guy in the air, and at the end, the Batmobile will just kind of spam him while in midair. And like he's kind of like an AI buddy. Just reminds me a little bit of a dog from Half-Life. It's just, it looks really, really cool.
So one of our surprises, Sam, we sat in on a Crytek meeting together.
Yeah.
The guys down in Crytek in Austin,
right?
Used to work on Darksiders, working on a 4-player co-op game called Hunt. And I think we were sort of not expecting something so good. I mean, what this showed was, it's a randomly generated 4-player
horror shooter, I guess?
Yeah, horror shooter, third person. It actually felt like surprisingly like Resident Evil 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Kind of over-the-shoulder perspective, climbing through window ledges and stuff like that. But it especially felt that way because almost immediately we had like enemies throwing hand sickles and farm equipment at us through the air.
Yeah.
But
even the enemy types were a little bit kind of,
Yeah, there's a big guy with a hammer chasing you.
What do you guys think about No Man's Sky, having seen the trailers and it being here? Are you as pumped as the entirety of the internet seems to be about No Man's Sky?
I think so. I mean, it looks like just amazing in terms of the stuff they are generating. I don't really know what the game is as such, but I'm kind of figuring that doesn't matter. It just seems to be about exploration. I'm not really kind of sure on the details of that stuff, but man, it's just so pretty. And kind of amazing that it's made by this really small group of people. I don't quite know how they're doing it, but it's really impressive.
So what else have you guys seen to close out the show? What's left?
Yeah, I'm hoping to go check out the new Monster in Evolve. Evolve continues to look really good and terrific. Asymmetrical 4 versus 1 shooter from Total Rock, the guys that make Left 4 Dead, of course.
Yeah.
I guess they have like a sort of Cthulhu-like flying monster called the Kraken, or Kraken. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, it's broadcasting on that massive screen in the hall, right? And it does just look really cool. And I think that's the kind of the appeal of Evolve really does hinge on the quality of the encounters with those monsters. It's great to see them showcasing another one. I kind of worried we'd just see the Goliath, the one they revealed first, until like the game came out, and then there'd be like 3. So this at least seems kind of promising to me.
Yeah, all right, well, let's head out and go see some more before we fly off to the airport. Check out the rest of our coverage on PCGamer.com. We got previews and coverage and trailers of everything else we mentioned. See you there.
Whoever wins the game of Nidhogg for the next week has to carry Coconut Monkey around with them everywhere in the office, all week. Oh, I just ran right into your sword. Oh my God. This is gonna feel good.
Are you done?
I can't even do a thing that 4-year-olds do as a joke.
Do you ever cry?
No. Work on the magazine or pretend like it.